Of all the investable assets in 2022, non-fungible tokens offer a unique opportunity for individual investors to potentially exponentially grow their wealth in the coming years. Today, we are talking about an NFT buying strategy, and that strategy is floor sweeping. Hello, everyone. I'm Nathan, senior researcher over at Collective Shift, where we share the latest and best crypto analysis and advice on this channel to help you create more wealth and freedom. Today, we're talking floor sweeping, and more specifically, we are talking about things we look for in collections we want to sweep, things we look for in collections we don't want to sweep, and then also how to sweep collections. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying this content, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest advice. Also, if you're an investor who wants to go deeper, check out the description below for a special discount code to our platform. Let's dive in. Here we are on the collectiveshift.io homepage. We are looking at our mock copy portfolios, and we've got our NFT portfolio here on the right-hand side, and the research team has wanted to sweep a floor and add that to our NFT portfolio over the coming 6 to 12 months. Now, what do we look for in collections that we're sweeping or potentially want to sweep? And it's all about fundamentals. Fundamentals being a public or active team. Must have a team that's going to be here for the long haul if we're going to be sweeping floors. We want an active and engaged community. We want to be able to go onto Twitter, go onto the Discord of this collection, and see people day to day participating, creating relationships, creating derivatives and other things that build more of the collection we're sweeping. We want to see the ability to see the collection be active in a couple of years. Can this collection realistically have the ability to survive a couple of years and to grow through the hurdles of pretty much this bear market? We want to see holders using the NFTs as their digital identity. So if we're talking about avatars, we want to see a lot of the avatars on Twitter, on Discord, being used by people so that when we own quite a handful of them, we know that they're actively being used by people in real life, or at least for their digital lives. Like I think I already mentioned, we want to see excitement from the community, like engaged, cultish excitement about the community, about the collection. So we really, really need to see strong fundamentals from a social standpoint, from a team standpoint, and then from a community standpoint as well. So let's get into a few examples. Here we are at gem.xyz. In my opinion, just as they say, I think it's the best NFT aggregator in the world. So when we're sweeping floors, of course, we have to stay within budget. To me, sweeping a floor is anywhere from 5 NFTs or purchasing 5 NFTs plus. So let's take a look at a few examples of some smaller collections that have some smaller price points. So here's the first one. We've got the Lazy Cubs, which is a derivative collection or a secondary collection of the Lazy Lions. They've got a floor price of about 0.05 ETH. So I could come in here, and on gem.xyz, they actually have a sweep function, which is really, really nice. Little feature here. I can press the broom. Let's say I wanted to buy 20 of them. In this case, I wanted 20 Lazy Lions for the next couple of years so that I can sell them periodically over time. Well, I can easily just pick 20 items, and gem.xyz calculates it for us to be about 1.28 ETH at the moment. Or let's say I had 2 ETH to spend. I could actually switch over the button to ETH, and I could say, great, 2 ETH. And it would get me 29 Lazy Cubs. So here's one example of how to sweep floors using gem.xyz. So here we've got a secondary collection for the Lazy Cubs that's within the Lazy Lions ecosystem that should survive a couple of years. So while I'm not actively saying sweep this one, this is an example of one that I could see being swept. Additionally, the Forgotten Babies Wizards organization, another example of a very low-priced NFT collection, and it's a secondary derivative collection that could survive because it's building into another universe, the Forgotten Rune Wizards cult. Additionally, have a look on top of fundamentals of collections that we want to sweep. I'm talking a lot about the Lazy Lions, but the Lazy Lion collection has done a wonderful job at trait groups and sub-trait groups. So here we've got Lay Zombies. We've got the Black Cap Crew. We've got the Party Hat Club. We got the Lazy Hat Lounge. So as you're seeing here, for good collections like Lazy Lions, we're seeing smaller groups be created by NFT holders. So it looks like the captains of the Lazy Crew they're just doing this all by themselves. They're not looking at the core team to come and help them mobilize and create a subtrade group. So when we look at sweeping floors, we could also sweep a floor of a subtrade. If we came over here to a more recent collection, Nickelodeon just released a collection, I believe last week, if not 2 weeks ago. And they're at about 0.1 ETH, a collection that's, very sweepable. But let's say I really only wanted Tommy. I'm a massive Rugrats fan, and I just want to get a bunch of Tommies and kind of be a bit of a Tommy whale. Well, let's do it. I'll just click along, and we can click as many Tommies as I want. So we'll pick 12 Tommies at about a little under 2 ETH. And that is a way that you could also sweep a collection. So you'll probably find collections where you gravitate towards types of NFTs within that collections that you like. Feel free to go ahead and sweep. A really, really great sweeping opportunity for someone who wants to create an identity around a subtrait or a trait or a group within a larger, more well-known NFT collection. Additionally, we can sweep floors on other blockchains as well. So another place that I think could be a great opportunity for investors in the coming year or two is to sweep NFTs of non-Ethereum collections. Again, we'll go back to fundamentals. We want to see a great team, strong community, good, well, I don't want to say utility because utility is a bit of a meme right now in NFTs, but we want to see a roadmap where they actually have some plans, some activities, some experiences, some financial upside, some building into the metaverse from these collections. And then we could be confident to make a bigger purchase and increase our exposure to these NFTs. So here we're on Solana art and we could click multiple at the same time. I'm looking at the flippies here. I've never really seen these guys before. And we could pick multiple flippies and then purchase all of them at the same time. I would just have to connect my Phantom wallet. Another thing to look for is NFTs not on Ethereum. Typically less looked at, not as many active buyers, probably far riskier as well when we get off of Ethereum for NFTs. But the opportunities there that if we think blockchains like Solana, like Near, like Polygon, like Avalanche are going to survive and going to have kind of the same characteristics of Ethereum, well, I could probably see some good NFT collections being released on all of those blockchains. One area that I don't recommend floor sweeping, and that's pre-reveal. Here we have the potatoes. The potatoes were released recently. They are pre-reveal. One of those collections that's actually held a really nice floor price, even though it's pre-reveal. We're at 0.7 ETH, so a bit more of an expensive sweep if we were to sweep this one, but I wouldn't recommend it. I don't recommend sweeping pre-reveal collections unless you have massive conviction. We oftentimes see collections post-reveal kind of have a price dip. It's rare for them to really jump after a post reveal unless it's really, really well received by the community. So that ability to earn a quick bit of ETH, earn a quick yield from sweeping a pre-reveal collection to sell post reveal, in my opinions, adding more risk to an already risky strategy. So floor sweeping is risky. Floor sweeping pre-reveal collections is even riskier. So this is something that I personally avoid, but good to note that there's, collections that lend themselves to sweeping at certain times and collections that don't. And I don't think pre-reveal collections lend themselves to it. And that's pretty much it today. Wanted to open up this opportunity to talk about sweeping floors. We've got a resource here of how to buy NFTs on all 5 marketplaces. And really wanted to just talk today about the ability to sweep floors. Some of the best investments of 2021 were individual purchases of NFTs, of blue chip NFTs. And then those people that purchased multiple really, really created great returns. So they didn't just get, a 50x or 100x in 2021 on one NFT. They own 5 of them, or they own 10 of them. So really increasing your gains when you own multiple. Something I forgot to mention at the start of the video, one of my rules of thumb is the rule of 3 when purchasing NFTs. So you buy 3 of any collection that you're going to purchase, if you can, obviously, within budget. And you hold 1 forever to participate. You sell 1 in the short term to recoup your investment in the 3, and then you hold 1 long term so that you can get, a very large gain or 50, 100x over a longer time period. So I always follow the rule of 3. And then today we talked about floor sweeping, where if you really have conviction in a project with strong fundamentals, who's going to be around for a couple of years and can grow with the metaverse and grow with the NFT industry, well, floor sweeping is a wonderful opportunity to take advantage of that good collection. And that's where we'll stop today. Thank you everyone that got this far. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you've swept a floor. I'm excited to sweep a floor in the next 6 to 12 months. And hopefully you can too. So let me know in the comments if you think any floors out there are ripe to be swept, and we can take a look. Once again, thank you anybody that got this far. I really appreciate it. Bye for now.